a diva and needs a lot of prep.
Let's do it again, Jack Spencer!
Go on, Jack.
Go on, Jack.
Well, well, well. Once again, good evening, all my homos and bitches. Welcome back to another instalment of Intolerable Blind Banter. Who's in charge of the lights in here? Because you're not doing a very good job, it's pitch black. Thank you, Stephen, for the rather colourful intro. Remember last time I was here, there was a bit of an incident on the way which resulted in delayed arrival. Well, this week something even worse happened. On Monday, I got my driving licence back. And we all know what that means. For full details, please refer to PC John Dougal. Anyway, I was running a bit late, so I thought I'd try and save a bit of time and drive around here. It didn't quite work out. I was doing pretty well. Got all the way to the end of Beswick Drive without incident. I was just going around the corner, and then I smashed straight into this massive power pole. Well, it was an Eastern European block on steroids. I eventually managed to drag what was left of the car out onto Crew Green Road, and I stopped there for a second to try and work out how to use that bastard in radio. And all of a sudden it struck me. It was a policeman's baton. He said, "Now then, young man, I'm arresting you for failing to stop at the scene of an accident." I said, "Well, I was looking for the brake, but I didn't see it in time." He said, "Step out of the car, please, sir." I said, "No, you're all right." Well, anyway, I put my foot down. The copper fired his taser. But I was already halfway up the road. Lost control of the car. I rode straight to this massive dyke at the roadside. And her name was Laura. Anyway, I finally managed to crawl my way out of her, so I'm here now. Sorry about the smell. I was in the pub the other night, and a mate of mine said to me, "Have you ever thought about getting a guide dog?" I said, "Well, as a matter of fact, Dave, I've had several guide dogs." He said, "Oh, really? Never knew that. What happened to them all?" I said, "Well, you know, the usual thing. Things didn't work out, so we broke up." Now, one of these was called Ruth, and I've never been the same man since she left me. People say I'm ruthless. A mate of mine was in a museum down south with his guide dog, and suddenly all the museum patrons were watching him. He just picked his dog up and started swinging it around in the air. Anyway, someone reported him. Next day, guide dog rep turns up at his house, says, "We're taking the dog back." He says, "Well, you can't do that." He says, "Well, we are doing." He says, "You can't take my dog off me." He says, "Well, you can't go around swinging guide dogs around in the air." I said, "Why not? I was looking round." Another question I get asked quite a lot is it true that because you lack one sense that your others are elevated? And I think that's true. Actually, I've got a nose like a sniffer dog. Sorry about that, Joe. It's all right, you got the eyes, I got the nose. Yeah, I can tell you from here that there's someone over by the bar that hasn't had a shower since Saturday. I can find my way to the nearest pub within 3 miles just from the centre of Stella Artois. And my hearing is acute. I can hear a pin drop at 90 feet. Who just whispered, "Piss off, you blind idiot"? I recognise that voice. But it's funny that because sometimes people like mutter things and they think that you can't hear them. And that's quite funny because I hear every word. I'll give you a little story about this. I was walking to the bus stop the other day, and I had my stick and I was tapping it on the ground. And there was a woman in front of me and she turned around and I think she gave me a dirty look, but I'm not sure. But she said to me, well, she didn't say to me, she muttered under her breath. She's like, oh, that is so annoying, that tapping noise, I wish you'd stop that. Anyway, I just ignored this, kept walking. Came into the bus stop, she's there again, mumbling, ah, that stick's so annoying, I wish you'd stop tapping it. It's really pissing me off. Anyway, I could feel that, you know that blind fury I told you about? I could feel that starting again. But I rose above the gross ignorance of this lady. And when the bus arrived, as a gentleman, I allowed her to get on first. She was paying her fare, and I just got onto the step, didn't say anything, just tapped my stick on the step a few times. She turned round in a very loud voice, said, do you know what, if you put a bit of rubber on the end of that stick, it'd stop making that annoying tapping noise. And I said, well, do you know what, if your father had put rubber on the end of his stick, I'll be on this bus by now. She said, do you know what, I used to feel sorry for people like you, but you're just a rude, arrogant bastard. I said, oh, I'm arrogant now, well, at least I'm not an ignorant bitch. I'm an ignorant bitch, she said. I said, I'm glad you agree, love. Now sit down, you stupid. Well, I'll leave you with a little story about, well, everyone's got an uncle in the family that they can't help but despise. And I'm no exception. Let me tell you a little story about Uncle Mike. He was a cruel man. Despicable. Made my life a misery. I used to go and stay with him on weekends, and he locked me in this circular room and said, if you want the dinner, mate, it's in the corner. We used to go for long walks in the country, and he wouldn't shut up. You know, we'd go climbing up all these hills, and he'd be like, oh, Jack, look at that view, mate. Look at that, you can see for miles up it. Oh, no, you can't, because you're blind. There was one thing he used to do, which was worse than all this put together. Every morning, I'd get woken up by Uncle Mike singing the same old song, and it was always the same sickly, ironic song. Never forgot it. And it went a bit like this. He had another one that used to piss me off. It went like this. But then, one day last year... Hello? Oh, really? Never mind, eh? Cheers, mate. That was the phone call telling me that Uncle Mike was dead. It's a lovely day for a funeral. Well, anyway, I went to the funeral, and everyone was making all these pretentious speeches, and then it came my turn to give a little tribute to Uncle Mike. I walked up to the piano in the church. I said, I've got a bit of a musical offering for everybody. This one is for Michael. People call him an interesting character. I prefer the term evil bastard. Well, I hope you're listening, Uncle Mike, in the pits of hell, where you belong, because this one is for you. Get stuffed! And that's how enjoy the rest of your evening, all those bitches.